And that's what it is. This is warfare for the law.
Trump's attorney says the 7 counts include unlawful retention of national defense information, obstruction, conspiracy, and false statements. A special counsel appointed by the Justice Department has been investigating Trump's alleged mishandling of documents marked classified, as well as the events surrounding the January 6th Capitol attack. The new criminal charges stem from a 15-month effort by the federal government to retrieve records Trump had at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. After issuing a subpoena to turn over government records last year, the FBI searched the property. In total, more than 300 records, including some marked top secret, have been recovered. The former president claims he declassified the sensitive materials when he left the White House.
I took the documents I'm allowed to.
The worst evidence against Donald Trump is once again from Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He says he retained these documents. Yeah. And by the way, they don't have to be classified. So the fact that he wants to say he declassified them is irrelevant.
A key piece of evidence is expected to be an audio recording. CBS News confirmed investigators obtained a recording in which the former president acknowledges he held on to a sensitive Pentagon memo about Iran after leaving the White House. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
From Hampton, Virginia, documents from Circuit Court obtained by our sister station, WTKR, allege Corey Bixby killed his son Cody 7 months before reporting the child missing. Corey Bixby was indicted by a grand jury yesterday on 2 charges related to his son's disappearance. Those charges are murder and concealing a body. Cody Bixby was reported missing in January of last year, but court documents allege Cody was murdered on June 18th of 2021. Despite a massive search effort, there's still no trace of the child, who was 4 years old when he was last seen. Corey Bixby has been in custody since February of 2022 on charges unrelated to Cody's disappearance. He was indicted on 30 child neglect and abuse charges involving his 3 other children. In March, Bixby was transferred from the Hampton Roads Regional Jail to Eastern State Hospital for a mental health evaluation. The court has denied bond for Bixby 5 times. In the wake of Tuesday's fatal shooting outside the Altria Theater after a high school graduation, some people are using prayer to try to process what happened. The group Youth with a Mission held a Heal Richmond prayer vigil last night. They sang and prayed for the family and friends of Tuesday's victims, 18-year-old Sean Jackson and his 36-year-old stepfather, Renzo Smith, who were shot and killed in Monroe Park as the Huguenot High School graduation ceremony was letting out. Pastor Jason Nicholas with the chapel in Scott's Addition says this is the message he wants to send to the community.
To say that we're here. We're praying for the city. We believe in this city. We're praying for our leaders. We're praying over everything that's happening, over the families, and that we believe that God can do some amazing things even in the midst of tragedies.
The Jackson Smith family plans to hold a vigil to honor the lives of their loved ones, with details on when and where forthcoming. New at noon, a major donation to help break the cycle of poverty here in Richmond. Today, the mayor, the Truist Foundation, and a national nonprofit announced $500,000 for career development in underserved communities. Our Bree Season joins us from City Hall downtown to explain how that money will be used. Bree?
The nonprofit LIFT works in major cities like New York, LA, and Chicago, but now with Truist, they are making a major investment in the River City.
It's a great day for our families, and it's a great day for the city of Richmond.
Mayor LeVar Stoney joins the CEO of Truist Financial in announcing $500,000 to support the efforts of national nonprofit LIFT, a group that works towards more equitable communities.
They do this by providing just great education, financial knowledge, building supportive professional networks and connections to other LIFT families, and transforming those dreams that people have into real achievable goals. It's just an...
For its part, LIFT says they acknowledge there has been suffering in our city this week, but at the same time, there can be hope for a better future.
At LIFT, we recognize that poverty, like wealth, is handed down from generation to generation, and our mission is to end that cycle with an anti-racist approach. And we do that by investing in parents, and we call that an investment of hope, money, and love. It's what we all need in order to thrive in our lives. And it is a direct and radical response to histories of foundational pain and trauma in communities.
And with this money, LIFT will partner with the City of Richmond's Office of Community Wealth Building to expand its efforts and offer one-on-one coaching in things like money management, education, educational planning, and career coaching. In Richmond, Bree Season, CBS 6 News.
Thank you, Bree. The annual flood wall testing in downtown Richmond expected to wrap up today, and the work will impact traffic on Carey Street, South 20th, and South 22nd Streets. City officials say the flood wall testing can be an inconvenience for drivers, but it's extremely important to keep the city safe. Today, Carey Street will be closed between South 20th and South 22nd until 4 o'clock this afternoon. For context, that's where the Virginia Holocaust Museum is located. We called the museum and they tell us you are still able to access the museum and its parking lot during the testing today. Another deadline has come for this month's primary elections. Today, the last day to apply to vote absentee with a mail-in ballot. Your local voter registration office must receive your request by 5 o'clock this afternoon. Early voting is underway right now, Mondays through Fridays during regular business hours, with voter registration offices open tomorrow and next Saturday for early voting. The primary election will be held on Tuesday, the 20th. The location for Richmond's first ever Iron Blossom Music Festival has been moved. It will now be held at the Bon Secours Training Center in Scott's Addition instead of at Monroe Park. In a statement given to CBS 6, organizers say they made the change due to the overwhelming response to the upcoming festival. Organizers say the training center provides a larger footprint and that the city has been more than helpful in facilitating the move to a new location. That festival is scheduled for August 26th and 27th with headliners Hozier, Lord Huron, Noah Kahan, and Elle King. A delayed opening for Richmond's first ever Shake Shack, why it's not opening today as originally planned, and what the manager has to say about Monday's rescheduled grand opening. Plus, Joran Vandersloot in an Alabama courtroom today facing extortion charges. How those charges relate to the 2005 disappearance of Natalie Holloway in Aruba. One Chesterfield family and a local law enforcement leader both lost their sons to gun violence. Now they're working together to give their children a brighter future. Jermaine and Cynthia Robertson lost their son Brandon nearly a year ago. He was found shot to death in his car outside their home. Petersburg Sheriff Vanessa Cross